Hi everyone and welcome to
Chismis YouTube channel.
Yes, you heard correct. Chismis are on YouTube. We thought we'd come here and say hey, introduce ourselves. I'm Gianne, or also known as JT. I'm 23 years old from East London and one of three chismosas. My name is Giselle, for those of you who may not know who I am. I'm 22 years old. I was born and raised in East London and I am 1/3 of the chismos.
My name is Gianne and I am 24 from East London and one of the chismosas from Chismis.
So the reason why we had started the podcast, so there was a day when I had literally just woken up from bed and I thought, I have so many ideas in my head, so much I want to talk about. So I brought the idea of starting a podcast with the girls, with Gianne and Giselle, and they were kind of like, yeah, let's do it, like let's go and do it. And then we figured that we needed a niche, so we thought, you know what, there hasn't been anything Filipino British out there. You know, we want to put our culture out there. We want to give us a name and just make it more normalized. So we decided to go with being Filipino, growing up Filipino in Britain. Tutu Chismis it's a family, it's an online community where we uplift each other, empower each other, learn about our culture, dig deeper into our culture, and just educating and elevating our culture, our Filipino culture, as well as learning about other cultures, learning about our similarities, our differences, because there are so many, and it's just amazing to be able to learn, have this online platform for everyone to share, for everyone to enjoy, and just have a laugh, really, have a good time whilst learning. What more could you ask for?
So a lot of people actually ask, what does Tutu Chismis mean? A lot of people even call it 22 Chismis, but no guys, it's Tutu Chismis. Tutu and Chismis. So when we were thinking about the name, we really wanted to incorporate a little bit of, obviously because it's British and Filipino, a little bit of British slang and a Filipino. Like, I wanted to add in a Tagalog word as well. So let's start off with tutu. Tutu is like putting two and two together. So if I put it in that context, it's like putting two and two together. And with Tutu Chismis, obviously we're talking about the experiences of being a British Filipino, talking about our experiences from the past and having that Filipino culture, but also being British, like just putting two and two together. So that's where tutu comes from. And Chismis, it's supposed to be spelled T-S-I-M-I-S. Okay, I found it. T-S-I-S-M-I-S, but we spell it C-H-I-S-M-I-S so that it's more the way you say it, Chismis. And Chismis means like chatty, gossip. But obviously we're not gossiping, but we are just chatting about our experiences, really. So that is where Tutu Chismis comes from.
To be part of the community, make sure you're following us on all platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram,
Twitter, and of course YouTube.
So of course we want to put our culture out to the world, being Filipino British. So I do a live on Mondays at 9 p.m. on the Tutu Chismis Instagram page, Tagalog Time. So if you want to learn some Tagalog with me, make sure you check that out. So guys, as well as having our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that for you guys to listen to, we also go on Instagram Live every week. So make sure you catch us there. I go on live on Wednesdays, 9 p.m, Tea with G. You lot already know. Make sure I see you there, guys.
Make sure I see you guys every Friday, 9 p.m. on Tutu Chismis for my Instagram Live of a game show night, hosted by your very own Gianne Lorraine.
So Tutu Chismis is doing a little collaboration with Filbritino, who's run by Meg.
what Filbritino actually is a little project that connects all British Filipinos around the UK, just putting our heritage on the map, talking about how we grew up and things like that.
So guys, make sure you show us some love on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn that notification bell on so you know every single time we upload. Like this video, comment, share, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your best friend, tell your best friend's dog, cat, goldfish. Bring the whole family in. Let's have a good time, catch a vibe. And yeah.
So I know you guys want to get to know us and the Tutu Chismis culture, so make sure you keep on watching. Do you identify as a Filipino, British, or a Filbritino? Filbritino.
So I would say that I identify as Filbritino because I am very much so immersed in Filipino culture. So basically everything I do is Filipino, I think. But where I'm born and raised in East London, you know, I have the accent, I do things very westernized, makeup, style. So I think I have a bit of both. I have a bit of both worlds, so that's what I identify as.
In all honesty, I think I identify as Filbritino. I think that is just, it captures it captures it so well. Filbritino, like I'm so Filipino but yet so British at the same time, so definitely Filbritino.
I would tell everyone that I am Filipino if they ask like where I'm from, but I would identify myself as a British Filipino, so I guess that's Filbritino. Especially because I was born and raised here, so I am pretty much a British Filipino.
Where are you from the Philippines? I am from Manila. So my dad's from Manila and my mum is from Pangasinan in Dugupan. So very different places in the Philippines.
So my dad is from Cavite, Imus, and my mum is from Tacloban City in Bisaya.
So from the Philippines, I am from Ilocos. My mum's from Ilocos and my dad is from Pampanga. Yeah.
Do you think living in the UK has changed your interests, beliefs and culture, and how?
So like I said, I don't think that my beliefs and my interests have changed living in the UK, because like I said, I'm very much so immersed in Filipino culture. My parents are very they stick to what they know. They're very traditional, so I've kind of been raised that way. Also, like, you know, I still call my elders ate, kuya, tita, tito. So like nothing about being Filipino and the culture has really left me, or has been diluted because I live in London. Obviously the way of living is a bit different because you know, we have a much more advanced, like more westernized, we live in a more advanced, more westernized country, but I still feel like I still do a lot of Filipino things, like use the tabo and I walis and stuff like that. So I don't think living in the UK has really changed the way I see things and my interests or anything. Yeah.
I definitely think the UK has had an impact in my interests and beliefs and my culture. As much as I've had a Filipino upbringing, I've also had a very British upbringing. I went to nursery, primary school, secondary school. I went through the whole education system in the UK. And I just think those things they naturally impact the way we are as a person. It was nice for me to be able to have that Filipino side as well as that British side, and I think the diversity of the people around me also had an impact in that.
Obviously, being born and raised here in London, there's so much London culture. I would say we are a product of our environment as well, so I'm pretty much a Londoner. I wouldn't say, I mean, I am Filipino, as you can see the identity is Filipino, but there's just so, like, your girl's just a Londoner. I don't know what else to say about that. There's so much to it as well. Although creating this podcast and creating a community with Tutu Chismis, we have been able to learn a lot more about the culture and really immerse ourselves in the Filipino culture. So the next question is, do you have more Filipino or British friends?
To be fair, I have more Filipino friends than like British friends. Obviously, I have a mixture of friends that come from all races and all places, but most of my friends are Filipino, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just because of the familiarity of being able to relate to someone who has the same culture as you. I feel like Filipinos just stick like rice anyway, so we naturally just attract each other. But yeah, I think that, what do I think? I don't think anything. No, I've got more Filipino friends than British friends, I think, but that's just because, you know, when I went to school and stuff, we all kind of just attracted each other, I guess, like magnets.
So when I think about it, I definitely have a lot of Filipino friends, but I guess they'd be classified as Filbritino because most of them were born here. So yes, Filipino friends, but they are also Filbritino.
I feel like half of my friends are Filipino, but are British Filipinos as well. I do have maybe 2 friends who came here when they were younger and grew up here, but I'd say majority are British friends.
And the last question is, where is home for you? Home for me is wherever my family is. Home for me is wherever my family is, to be honest, whether that be in Philippines or in London or anywhere else in the world, as long as I've got like my family and of course my friends as well, that's where home is.
It's quite difficult to say, simply because I, you know, cling on to the fact that Philippines is home. It's my motherland. It's, you know, where both my parents are from. But when I really think about it, I think London is home. It's where a lot of my family are, where all my friends are. It's what's familiar to me. I've never really, you know, lived in the Philippines longer than, you know, 6 weeks. So it's hard for me to actually call Philippines home when I've spent the majority of my life here in London.
So home for me is right here in London. However, whenever I do go home to the Philippines, it actually just feels like I'm back home to explore. Miss Philippines.
So that is that. I hope you have learned a little bit about us, me, Giselle and Gianne, and also our podcast, Tutu Chismis.
Guys, we hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Tutu Chismis on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. Tutu Chismis. Don't forget, catch us on Instagram Live. DM us if you want to join us. We hope to see you there.
And of course, if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe and like, so we know we should upload more for you guys. Anyway, bye guys.
Bye guys.